Hello, everybody. So, a couple of weekends ago, I found this Super Mario or Lego Super Mario set on sale at Target for a whopping 30% off. So, it's actually the Bowser Express train, and it's usually about 120 bucks, but I found it at my local neighborhood Target for about, I think, $84. It comes out to exactly 30% off. So I spent about a week slowly building this set, and I thought I'd share a couple of thoughts online. Here we go. So actually, the way that these instructions went, the order it went, was that it kind of went from the easiest thing to build to the hardest thing. So it kind of almost went backwards. So this is a little bit of a hand cart. I'll show it soon. And then it went to the passenger car, and then the most difficult thing to build was this locomotive right here. So let's start with the hand cart. So basically, this is kind of like a typical hand cart where if you've ever seen like a Western movie or like, Wild Wild West, there's like an old timey locomotive and railroad. And there's this hand cart where like these little, I guess, levers, you go, up and down. You might think of like little squeaks, like they go ee, 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 and each side goes up and down. So we've got these two little characters here, and I'm just going to show you right now. It's going to roll. So as it rolls, like one side goes up, one side goes down, kind of like that, almost like a cartoony way. So that's pretty cool. That was the kind of the beginning, easier build. And these two characters, I'm presuming the pink one is a girl and this green one is a boy, and you could probably just put them on the side like this, on each side, and they can probably just pretend they're like, moving those levers, and these little guys, I actually thought they were kind of cool even though they're kind of tiny. The reason why I thought they were cool is because they have these little wings, right? And sometimes the smallest things amuse me. So what kept coming through my mind was that there was also this character on the train. I'll show it right here. So this guy right here, he's kind of like a Koopa Troopa, except he's called a Hammer Bro. I'll show him right now. So he looks like this. He's a turtle. He's got his turtle shell here. He's holding a hammer. He's called a Hammer Bro. Slightly different from a Koopa Troopa in the normal Super Mario. Like I guess we'll call it the nose or a beak is a little bit sharper. And what I kept thinking about was I kept trying to think of a way to get these wings onto this guy and make him a flying Koopa Troopa, or I think they call them a Koopa Paratroopa. And I kind of tried to like figure out maybe I could like put the wings on the sides of the shell, but couldn't really do it. And if anybody has any suggestions on how to do it, feel free to type a comment below. I know there is a Koopa Paratroopa version that has the wings kind of coming out of the shells, like almost sticking out the sides, but they look kind of weird. So I've been trying to think of how to do it. And if I ever do figure it out, I'll also bring this little guy, the Hammer Bro's friend, the Ice Bro, which I got in an earlier blind box. He's the same, he's a turtle, except his shell is like a little light blue. So yeah, these two guys are basically Koopa Troopas, except they call them the Ice Bro and the Hammer Bro. And I guess if they ever were able to speak, they might say, "Long live the Koopa Troopa Bro Ligarchy!" But yeah, they don't speak. Anyway, so on to the next car. So the next car is the passenger car, and I'll just do a quick thing here. So looks like this. It's kind of the typical passenger car, and it's actually got this feature where you can remove the side and the roof. We're going to put it right here, and in there is like two passengers eating a meal. It's two Goombas actually, so this is, we'll call them Mr. Goomba and Mrs. Goomba. One's wearing a top hat, one's wearing a kind of lavenderish hat. So yeah, these guys are pretty cool, although they're kind of mad. So yeah, that's the passenger car, and then we'll move on to the star of the show. So here's the main build. I'll call it the star of the show. It's actually the Locomotive. So it's got a big Bowser face and the rest of the locomotive. So I'll spin him around so you can see the front of him. Right, so there's Bowser right there. And just to compare this locomotive face with Bowser, this is a Bowser build right here. So yeah, they've got the bushy eyebrows. They've got his face pretty decently modeled. Yeah, so I'll show you just one of the play features that this locomotive has. And so we're just gonna spin this locomotive around a little bit. And so basically these two wheels, as you push them, as you push the locomotive, as the wheels spin, you can see this go up and down. Oh no. Okay, let's go up and down. I'm just gonna lift this up so you can kind of see it. So I'm gonna spin the wheels and see it's kind of going up and down, up and down. It would be better, let me just try to show it. Yeah, I guess you can kind of see it. Let me just try to move the camera a little bit. So I think you could probably see the angle a little bit better like this, and as the wheels spin, that goes up and down, up and down. It would have been better if just this part went up and down instead of the red part, but you know what? I'm gonna give it some credit. I'm gonna give the LEGO creator some credit. It's pretty cool. Alright, so the wheels on this, right? It's kind of tricky. Sometimes the wheels, like the front wheel and the back wheel, they don't go in unison. I think it's maybe because my floor and also this table are kind of maybe a little bit too smooth. That kind of makes the gears jam up a little bit sometimes. So I heard that maybe some other LEGO train sets kind of do that too, like the Orient Express might kind of have the wheels go not in unison. But you know what? Hey, nothing's perfect in life, right? So there's Bowser right there, Bowser Express. And I think I'm just gonna end the video with those thoughts. And thanks for dropping by. If this video amused you, consider giving it a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Doo 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 doo. Doo 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 doo. See you later, guys.